Morning!
How are you feeling?
Good.
Are you ready for this week? Because I'm about ready to blow your minds. I'm about ready to blow your minds. I am so excited to be here. I know that we have people, not just from every state in the United States here, but we have people from all over the world. We are truly a global company, and this is our global convention. I just want to take an opportunity and extend a very warm welcome to each of you, particularly those who have traveled from so far to be here with us this week. And I want to welcome each of you to what I believe is going to be a truly historic event for this company, one that will mark the entrance of ASEA into a new phase of growth and acceleration and opportunity. This is going to be a very significant event. We will look back at this event, mark my words, in the next 10 years and say this was an event that changed the game for ASEA. This was an event that changed the game for ASEA. I really appreciated Chuck's message about the vision, about the foundation of the future. This event has been 2 years in the making. The level of investment that we've made in this to get to this event, to really set this company up to move forward into the future is massive. And I can't believe it's finally here. Like, we're so excited. I appreciated Chuck sharing the vision of our future and the investments that we've made. My message for you today is going to fall squarely in the product development and validation strategy. I want to talk to you today about this product right here. Some of you may recognize this product. Okay, you recognize this product? Let's talk about this product, okay? This is our flagship product. Now I'm going to give you some information about this product that's interesting. This product represents 80% of our global sales. Since the beginning of our company, ASEA we've sold over 10 million bottles of ASEA. 151 million 2-ounce doses of this product have been consumed globally, and tens of thousands of lives have been impacted by our product, our core flagship technology. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, that's a lot. And it is. But I want to take a few minutes and put this all into perspective for you of where we are, where this product is, where we are as a company in the context of our development, in the context of the development of our core technology. I want to introduce you to a theory. Some of you may have heard of this. This was developed back in the 60s by a guy by the name of E.M. Rogers. Okay, he developed a theory called the law of diffusion of innovation. And what this theory describes is it describes basically an adoption life cycle of what he called disruptive technologies. When you have a technology that disrupts the marketplace, his theory was each one of these technologies go through a cycle. And there are 4 stages of this adoption life cycle, if you will. Okay? The first stage is the innovator and an early adopter stage. These people are the visionaries that adopt a technology very early on in its existence. And the level of expectations that these folks have for the technology is very different from the next 2 stages. The next stage, the early majority, you start getting into the mass market, followed by the late majority. And finally, you have the laggards. These are the people that are late to the game. Now, how many of you would consider yourself a laggard? Anybody? Anybody in here a laggard? I'm hoping you're not raising your hand because you guys are visionaries as it relates to ASEA. Now, his theory was that every technology that is disruptive to the marketplace goes through these 4 stages of development. Now, let me ask you a question. Where do you think ASEA is in this bell curve in this stage development approach, where would you put ASEA? Yep, in the early market, right here. Okay, think about it. Guys, tens of thousands of lives have been impacted by this product since our existence. The potential and our vision is millions of lives impacted, billions and billions of doses consumed, and hundreds of millions of bottles sold. That's our vision, and that's the potential of this product. So truly, if there's somebody out there thinking that, oh, this market is saturated, oh, the product is stable and mature, the market is mature. No, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. I would put us squarely in this early phase development of this deal. So there was a book that was written later on after this theory was developed by a guy by the name of Jeffrey Moore. And his theory was that every disruptive technology has to cross what he calls a chasm or a gap in order to tap into the mass market. And the book goes through different strategies and different things that companies can do to bridge that gap, to close that chasm, and get to the mass market. I want to talk to you a little bit today about what ASEA's chasm is. Because if ASEA is a disruptive technology, and I believe we all know that it is, what is our chasm? What is the chasm of ASEA, the product? Let's talk about it. What have we known about ASEA since day one? What have we always known about ASEA? Well, we've known two things for certain. One, that our product contains stabilized redox signaling molecules. The second thing we've known is that the product is absolutely safe. Those are the two things that we have known for sure since day one. On the other side, we have all experienced the life-changing outcomes of the product, where literally tens of thousands of lives have been positively impacted. We've seen it, we've lived it, we believe it. In the middle here is the gap, is the chasm. And there are a number of questions that we have been on an 8-year journey to answer. Some of those questions include, how does ASEA truly work in the human body? What is it really doing in the body? Why is it that ASEA can have such an impact on so many areas of health? How can we support the answers to these questions with strong, credible science? How can I explain in a very simple way what is ASEA and why do I need it? How can I explain the benefits of ASEA without giving a deep science lesson to people? And will ASEA work for me if I'm generally healthy, or is this a product just for those who are health challenged? Now, I'm guessing that a lot of these questions have resonated with each of you as you've been on your ASEA journey. Frankly, these questions have created the chasm. And we as a company have been on an 8-year journey to find the answers to these questions. We have partnered with some of the most credible labs and institutions across the globe to help us to find the answers to these key questions. And it's been an interesting journey, one that we've spent millions and millions of dollars on. There are very few, if any, companies in this industry that can say that. We have been on this journey, and every study that we have done has informed something. We've learned something from. In fact, there have been some studies where we didn't get the result, but that study informed where we needed to go next. And so it truly has been a journey of discovery on ASEA. Well, we are going to be announcing to you this weekend groundbreaking new research that we have done on ASEA Redox supplement that will once and for all answer these questions. We partnered with a lab in Salt Lake City called Turret Labs. Okay, let me talk to you a little bit about Turret Labs. Turret Labs is a leading genetics research laboratory. Okay? Their mission is to advance medical research through leading-edge genomic services. They have spearheaded projects leading to gene testing breakthroughs in multiple industries. This is a very, very sophisticated and incredible lab. The study and the research that we sponsored with Turret Labs was overseen by Dr. Kenneth Ward, who is an MD. He is board certified OBGYN, specializing in maternal fetal medicine, medical genetics, and molecular genetics. When we first sponsored the research, we asked a very simple question that formed the basis for the hypothesis for the study and the research. That question is, will drinking ASEA have a positive impact on gene expression in human cells?
Yes.
Okay? Now, before, I know some of you are sitting there going, what is gene expression and what are genes? I don't know. Okay, so let's give you some basic definitions before we proceed further. First, let's talk about genes. Okay? Inside the cells of your body is a nucleus, the cellular brain, if you will, that contains information about the specialized functions of a cell and those functions that a cell should perform. This information is contained in what are called genes, which are small coding segments of DNA. Okay, so genes are inside the DNA, inside the cell, and they contain specialized instructions on how that cell should perform its function. So, what is gene expression? It's the process by which genes direct cellular function. Okay, complicated series of reactions without which our cells would be unable to perform life-sustaining tasks. Okay, so genes carry the instructions. Gene expression is the process by which those instructions direct cellular function in the body. So go back to our question. The hypothesis that we started with was, will drinking ASEA have a positive impact on gene expression in human cells? So let's talk about, well, I'll give you a little overview of the study, itself. This was an 8-week trial that we ran, okay? It was reviewed and approved by an independent review board called Quorum Review, okay? The study was a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study. Let's talk about the study design for a minute. There were 60 participants in this study. 41% were male, 59% female. And the mean age of the participants was 35 years old. The 60 participants in the study were split into 3 different groups. The first group was called the active group. 25 of the participants were taking ASEA. The second group was called the placebo group. These 25 were taking a saline solution. Ironically enough, this is the same saline solution that we create before we take the product through our patented electrolysis process and create ASEA. Okay, so it's the exact same saline solution before we create the molecules. The final 10 participants were in what's known as the control group. They did not drink either ASEA or the placebo. We call this the baseline group. They're designed to remove a lot of the noise from environmental factors on the study. Okay, so that's the study design. Now, each participant in the study drank 4 ounces of ASEA or placebo twice daily during the 8-week period. The participant's blood was drawn at week 0 and also at week 8. Gene expression levels were then analyzed and tested using specialty equipment and a process called Affymetrix Prime View Array. Very specialized process for analyzing gene expression levels in the body. So that's the design. That's what happened with the study. You ready to hear the results? people on ASEA experienced a 20 to 31% beneficial change in gene expression in 5 genes that are involved in pathway signaling in the body. Okay? In addition, we saw stable gene expression changes over the period. In other words, this wasn't just a pop up to the 20 to 31% stay level. It was a stable expression change over the 8-week period. Okay? Now, some of you are asking, what are those 5 genes and what do they do? These 5 genes play a significant role in influencing 5 key areas of human health: vascular health, innate immune system response, inflammation reduction, hormone modulation, and digestive enzyme production. In other words, these 5 genes that measured the 20 to 31% beneficial change play a significant role in activating the immune system of the body, activating digestive health, cardiovascular health, hormone modulation, and inflammation reduction. Okay. Now, this one is going to blow your mind, okay? These 5 genes also play an active role in activating dozens and dozens of other genetic pathways that can significantly impact human health. Let me give you an example. This is one of the 5 genes that was impacted, okay? EGR1, okay? These are all of the different pathways in the body that they can signal. You'll notice up there NRF2 pathway. You'll notice up there serotonin production, insulin signaling. So, think about it this way, guys. Think about it this way. I want you to think about your body as a city, a lit city. And at the center of that city is a power hub, okay? Where all of the electricity comes out. And you picture that power hub turning on, and all that electricity is spreading throughout the city, and it's activating and turning on houses and lights all over the city. And that city is just lighting up. That's what's happening with ASEA in your body. We're activating genes that are turning on and activating signaling pathways all throughout your body. That's what this product is doing. So, now, this one was really exciting, okay? After the study, there was a post-study analysis done. The ASEA group provided blood samples 8 weeks after the study. And guess what happened? All beneficial changes reverted back to their pre-study levels. That means when they went off the product, the levels of gene expression went down to their baseline pre-study level. Okay? So, now I'm going to get to some of the significant takeaways in just a minute, because I know you're all processing this information. But let me talk a little bit. Let's summarize the study. Let's summarize the results of the study. First summary: ASEA and the placebo, which was the same saline solution that we used prior to creating ASEA, behave differently. Translation: this is not salt water. Period. Daily consumption of ASEA over 8 weeks resulted in stable expression changes over the period. The effects of the study are non-specific to age, race, or sex, and were observed in all participants tested. Okay? The ASEA group experienced a 20 to 31% positive shift in the activation of 5 genetic pathways that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Gene expression changes 8 weeks post-study in the ASEA group were no longer observed. Translation: continued use of ASEA is necessary to sustain the gene expression results. Okay? Now, I want to go ahead and play a video for you, and then we're going to talk more about some of the takeaways of this. Will you roll the video?
ASEA has always been a company that wants to invest in research and development. Since we began the company in 2008, as a small group of people working hard to bring something that we knew was important to the people of the world, our fundamental strategy has always been to invest in research, to show people that we're not afraid of saying what this product is and what it does. We knew that there were amazing results that people were having, but we also knew that we were at the cutting edge of the technology. And with that, we had to be able to provide evidence or the science to show not only that the testimonials are true, but why are they true?
One of the most impressive things about working with ASEA, and one of the reasons why I agreed to join the Scientific Advisory Committee, is the fact that ASEA is dedicated to performing the highest quality science in the field. ASEA has been successful at reaching out and making partnerships with researchers that are experts in their area of disease research or scientific research.
When we look at doing research and finding someone to partner with, it's very important that we not only find someone who's an expert in the field, who's open to new ideas because this is a cutting-edge technology, but also those who we feel hold high morals and high ethics. One example would be Dr. Kenneth Ward at the genetics company.
Dr. Ward is board certified in 4 areas of medicine. He is at the forefront of genetic medicine in and of itself, and his life and work has been devoted to understanding the genetic mechanisms and genetic reasons behind disease.
One of the reasons that we decided to partner with Dr. Ward, not only of course because he's a phenomenal researcher, not only because he has a phenomenal lab and amazing people to work with him, but because his philosophy and ours were very compatible. We want to make a difference. Dr. Ward, his time and his effort are there to actually help make a difference in the world.
The study was designed in collaboration with ASEA and Torrid Labs to look at 60 participants and evaluate genetic changes between folks that were taking ASEA Redox and those that were taking saline as a placebo control. This study was of the highest scientific caliber as it was executed, not only for ASEA, but also utilizing the Torrid Laboratory, which is an expert in genetic testing. What's important and very interesting about this study that's been performed is that the 20 to 31% changes in gene transcription activity in the ASEA Redox group are genes that are attributed to not just structural components of the cell, but they actually touch regulatory cell signaling and metabolic pathway activity. 8 weeks later, after stopping taking of ASEA Redox, the same experimental procedure was performed. And what they found was that the levels of transcription went back to zero, went back to what they were at the study start.
I think when you look at what ASEA has done in terms of the research, the production, the investment, you compare that to a lot of other companies in the nutrition world altogether, I think we stand alone, to be honest, I really do. I think this new research, it points us in a direction that we're very happy with. One of the wonderful things about the results of this study is that it begins to open our eyes more to what the product does at a genetic level. And so being able to look and see what the ASEA Redox group is experiencing, seeing these genes move is a very important thing. It helps us to see really what functions, what systems of the body are being helped. And I think for one of the first times since the beginning of the company, we can now point directly to things that are occurring that lead to benefits. And we're really excited that there were things that were occurring to help point not only to, yes, the product is doing something versus say the placebo, but the product is doing things where it should be. That it's actually a signaling molecule affecting signaling pathways within the body.
Guys, this is really, really significant for us. I hope you're starting to get the sense of it. Now, you may be sitting there thinking to yourself, we're talking about a lot of science, right? This is over my head. I felt the same way. Why do we talk about science? Why is science so important? Guys, we're not in this business to to educate people on science, right? We can't grow if we do that, because the average everyday person, there are 50 people in this room that understand this science better than anybody, better than I ever could. But the vast majority of people don't understand it. They don't know how to communicate it. But science is critical because it provides a foundation of credibility that informs a message, right? That supports a message, a simple and clear message that then empowers each of you to share. So I want you to keep in perspective the importance of the science. It's not about educating people about the science. There will be those that want to know about the science. That's great. But the science is there to provide that foundation of credibility, to support the simple, clear message, to empower you to share. What I want to do is I want to take you through some of the significant takeaways from this research that are going to form the basis for what we're going to talk to you about this session all throughout today, okay? First takeaway, this was a credible scientific study. It was a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study approved by an independent review board. This was credible research done. It was performed by a leading independent genetics lab. The mean age was 35 years old. This research wasn't performed on older people, sick or challenged people, overweight people. These were generally healthy young people. That's significant as we look to who this product is for. It's not just for people that are health challenged. It's doing amazing things for people who are health challenged. It's for everyone. Even if you're healthy and you're concerned about your health and you're concerned about staying and maintaining health, this is for you, because these expression changes, this activity was represented in young, generally healthy people. Significant takeaway. Okay, next. ASEA is scientifically shown to activate or turn on genes in the body. Now, if you're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, why does that matter? Why does it matter if we're turning on genes? Think about it. If you go online and just look at some of the research that's out there, current research is showing that environmental factors such as stress, diet, the air we breathe, the aging process can actually turn off genes in the body, right? What that means is the key genetic instructions that influence healthy body functions don't get through. The consequences of which can manifest in every single system of the body. ASEA is now scientifically shown to turn on genes in the body. Significant. Now, another takeaway. We're turning on genes in 5 key areas of health: digestive health, inflammatory response, hormone modulation, cardiovascular health, and inflammation, immune system response. This is what our product is doing. Now, the amazing thing to me, as we look at the takeaway, is that all 5 of these key benefits are in one single product. How cool is that? Another significant takeaway, after the participants went off ASEA, the results returned back to pre-study levels. What does that mean? Staying on ASEA leads to long-term benefits. Okay? How many of you have had somebody say, look, I'm kind of not feeling anything. I don't really need to be on this product. Or I've gotten through my health challenge and I'm going to stop taking it. Reality is, guys, the science is showing and proving out that staying on ASEA leads to long-term health benefits. This is a direct quote from Dr. Kenneth Ward, who oversaw the study. These results are unique and exciting. ASEA is a signaling supplement, and I want you to keep that in mind. ASEA is a signaling supplement, and the pathways expressed are signaling genes. A direct quote from Dr. Kenneth Ward, who oversaw the study. Folks, I hope you're starting to sense that we're starting to answer these questions that have created the chasm of ASEA as a disruptive technology. Now, a few months ago, as we sat around and we were processing the significance of all of these results and what it means for the business and what it means for the product and what it means for our future going forward, we thought about this concept. We said, look, it's time. It's time to launch ASEA, the product, to the next stage. It's time, okay? So I want to introduce you to the new ASEA, okay? The new ASEA, with new science, a new message, new tools, and a new look, okay? And a new look. How many of you are ready to see the new look of ASEA? Okay. Before I show you and reveal you the new look, I want you to see how the bottle has evolved over our 8-year history. Okay? Look at this. How many of you would like to go back to what we call the bear claw bottle? This is how our bottle has evolved over the 8-year period of time. It's interesting to see how our brand has evolved. You'll notice for some of you who are new that, I don't know if you can see that, but the advancing life, we used to have that as part of the tagline of the product. What have we done since? The advancing life has actually been the brand of our foundation. And so it's interesting to see how the brand of ASEA has evolved. Okay, you ready?
Yay!
Ready to see what it looks like? Okay, here it is. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the new ASEA. Okay? This is the new ASEA. Now, I want to take an opportunity and walk you through this bottle, okay? Because there are some exciting new changes that are happening with this bottle, okay? So, first, if I can get this to go off here, you'll notice on the front of the bottle, we have elevated the word Redox to be part of the name of the product. This product is now called ASEA Redox. Okay? Now, why would we do that? Here's the reason. Because we believe that redox and redox signaling molecules are going to be a household name, just like antioxidants are a multi-billion-dollar industry. And we want to own that market. Whenever somebody thinks about redox, we want them to associate it with ASEA. So we are elevating the name, the word redox, to be part of the name. Now, you'll also notice something different. The tagline description of the product. We are a cell signaling supplement. That is what this product is doing. And so we're putting it as the tagline of the product. We are a cell signaling supplement. We are signaling cells in the body. And if you really think about the process of that, if you really think about how simple that is, what is ASEA? It's a cell signaling supplement, right? It's a cell signaling supplement. Okay, I want to take you to the back of the bottle. And I want you to, I'm going to read this back word for word with you, okay? This is the back of the new bottle. ASEA Redox cell signaling supplement contains active redox molecules, cellular messengers that affect genetic expression in a positive way, helping to protect, rejuvenate, and keep cells functioning at optimal levels. ASEA Redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits which translate to health at its most foundational level. ASEA Redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways or affect genes that presentation on the bottle. This is game changing, guys. We actually are putting the benefits of this product right on the bottle, so that every time they look at it, every time they drink it, they know exactly what it is doing in their body. Okay? I'm so excited about this. Oh man, this is awesome. Okay, I'm going to now introduce you to some other things that are happening on the bottle. Okay? Now, I don't know if you can read that. Hopefully you can. I'm going to read it for you. We have the Bioagilitics. Bioagilitics continues to certify every bottle as to the level of redox molecules. And I want you to read, I'm going to read to you what's underneath. We've changed this to describe the actual process of what ASEA is and how it's made. The cell signaling benefits of this product result from a patented process that reorganizes molecules of natural salt and purified water into redox molecules native to the human body. Pretty powerful. Of course, we've got our FDA certifications on the bottle. All right, I want to talk to you about a couple of other things that are here. Okay? You'll notice something different in the ingredients. Anybody notice something different in the ingredients for those of you who are in the United States? Okay, it just says water. Let me go back to that. Okay? Let me flip back to that slide. It just says water and sodium chloride. Okay? We are announcing at this event that we are moving from a distillation process to a deionization process. Okay? What that means is that we are extending the shelf life of the product from 12 months to 15 months. Okay? Now, let me talk a little bit about this. Let's talk about distillation versus deionization. What are we talking about here? We're talking about how we clean and purify the water before we mix it into the saline in our production process. Okay? Distillation and deionization are ways of cleansing the water. We have to take all of the components out of the water and get it down to its most pure form of H2O before we can mix it with the saline and send it through our electrolysis process. So we're moving from distillation to a deionization. Now, some of you recognize these two guys. Okay, these are our two big distillers. They were built back in the 60s. And it is with some sadness that we announce that we are retiring these guys. Okay, they've done a lot of good work for us over the years. But we are retiring these distillers and we are moving to our new deionization process. Okay? Now, why are we doing this change? What are the reasons for it? It's cleaner, purer H2O with fewer solids, okay? Deionization is the industry standard for pharmaceutical water and cosmetics. It's friendlier to the environment. It increases our scalability of our manufacturing and production process for the product. And of course, we get the benefit of additional stability in the product, which is why we're extending the shelf life of the product from 12 to 15 months. Now, deionization, we've been testing this for the better part of 24 months. We've been testing and doing extensive testing on the stability of the product. It's important to note, there's no change in the levels of redox molecules. There's no change in the efficacy of the product. There is increase in stability of the product. There's no impact of this change on our existing science or patents. Okay? The timing of this change will be when the new bottle rolls out in each of our markets. Okay, so when the new bottle rolls out, that'll be the time where we transition to the deionization process. Okay, so go back to our label. There's one other thing I want to make a mention. You'll notice down at the bottom it says patent protected. Now before, we actually listed the patent numbers on the bottle. We're no longer going to do that. Why? Because our patent portfolio is evolving. We're getting new patents issued. In fact, you'd be excited to know that less than 6 months ago, we got a brand new patent issued on our Redox technology. So, our patent portfolio is evolving. And given the complexities of the supply chain and putting the additional patent numbers on the bottle, we felt like it was appropriate. We're going to take the patent numbers off the bottle, but for those of you who want to know what the patents are, or for those people you're talking to that want to know what the patents are, we're going to have a list of all the current patents on a document on our corporate website. Okay? So on our corporate website, you will have a document that lists all of the current patents that are protecting the ASEA technology. Okay, let's talk about the timing of the new bottle rollout. This is the timing in each of the markets. So for the US and Canada, the timing of the new bottle will roll out in mid-October. For all of the other markets, because of the complexity that we have in the supply chain, as well as some of the regulatory environments in our other markets, we will be rolling out the new bottle in other markets in early Q1 of next year, okay? We have a limited supply of these new bottles in the store for sale. So each one of you can get a new bottle and take it away and see it, okay? We're selling it in the store for $35 with 25 PV, and they're available while supplies last, okay? So right after this session, head to the store and purchase your new ASEA bottle. Folks, let me close by just saying how excited we are about the significance of what this represents to us as a company, all of us, you included. We are answering the questions that have caused the chasm and the gap with very simple messaging supported by a foundation of credible science. And folks, we're going to close this chasm and we're going to take this product to the mass market. It's time.